Uh, I don't think the camera's gonna pick this up. It's winter out here again. Wow, you can only see my hat. Oh shit! Shit. Well, ah, ah. So this fucks up my plans. Woke up. Apparently, it's still winter. Tiny home covered in snow. Shoot! I really wanted muffins this morning, but now I suppose I starve. Anyway, in the meantime, until this storm system clears up, which is supposed to do about 9 o'clock, I'm going to jump on the computer and show you guys some of the design updates for the Trimaran. Okay, here we are looking at my Trimaran design. This is Nortama. This is where the design sat probably in February. Things to note about this is the sail size, the Bimini size, and this rear deck area. Before I started making sort of the larger changes, this Bimini was going to be all made out of canvas, as you can see here in the design. It sort of has a geometric shape to it, and it is just kind of relatively small in scale. I'll go ahead and show some of the large scale changes I'm making. And this is where we're at. Probably call this a March revision of 2023. So some obvious changes here, and then some more sort of under the hood changes that I'll get to later. So the obvious ones: sails, much larger masts. Sail area went from around 13 square meters with the shorter sails to 21 square meters with this new taller mast, larger sail area. The Bimini was extended quite a bit, so the new length overall is 9.25 meters, which is up from 8 meters with the shorter Bimini design. And the top went to a hard top, so this will be fiberglass now. Solar also got a bump. It went from 800 watts before with the shorter Bimini, or the shorter deck rather, to 1,440 with this new layout. Yeah, and sort of the reason I extended the length was because I did a little bit of math about my the expected amount of motoring I could do, and it was just quite a bit less than I was hoping for. So I think I'm going to have to probably leverage the sails much more than I probably anticipated, so I increased their size to make them sort of a more viable propulsion option. And I didn't want to add any more batteries just due to the exorbitant cost that it would add. So I added just a couple more solar panels. But I also gave myself a much larger, more luxurious deck. And safer deck, really, because you won't be probably hit as often by waves or wind or rain or anything like that, just due to the larger roof size. I kept the two side panels here as canvas so they could be removed if you wanted, more sun down here, like if you're sunbathing or something like that. Another cool reason for the hardtop is now I could stand up here and hit golf balls off the back, which I think I would really enjoy. Other things to note here. So the sugar scoop, you'll notice this area is not well defined, the sugar scoop and this the rear portion of the center hull here. I have ideas here. So currently the plan is to have an inflatable dinghy, which is perfectly fine and a serviceable option for this size boat. However, now that this is extended out to about 12 feet from the end of the sugar scoop to the entryway here, I could potentially design a hard bottom tender, which has several benefits. One, you don't have to inflate it, you don't have to deflate it, you don't have to worry about it's a little bit more robust than, say, an inflatable, but it could also be, I don't know, a fun toy to play around with, and a good engineering challenge to make a hard bottom tender that would sit in this area. Anyway, that's probably for a future video, and a whole lot of time thinking about it. What else? Nothing real sweeping with the overall change of the main living area. That's all still the same. If we, let me turn off the ocean. Boom. Okay, so I'm not sure if I've actually shown this or expressed it in any of the videos, but the Bimini is adjustable. So the way I'm gonna have this work is, if it's a stormy sea or if it's extremely windy, the Bimini can be resting at this location here, which actually sits sort of flush with the very tip of the boat. So wind will have a lot better opportunity to just sort of blow over the boat instead of catching surfaces. And then if it's a bit calmer, the Bimini can actually extend up by 50 centimeters or half a meter to give you more headroom and make the area more comfortable and airy and inviting or whatever. And then I'll show you some mannequins just to get a better idea of scale. Yeah, so there's me at the helm station, and you can see I have like a whole foot and a half maybe of space above my head there. So that would be a great amount of headroom, and you could really put a lot of people back here. If you wanted to have a nice dinner out here, you could set up a table and chairs. I think this makes this space a lot more I don't know, usable. Like before it was sort of functional, and now it's, I don't know, luxurious. I think it'll be nice. Anyway, enough about that. What else? So the other things, I guess, that's kind of it for like the main visual differences. We'll jump and we'll show the design, sort of the engineering changes, I guess. Okay, so under the hood here, what I've done is I've separated the rear deck for both the AMAs and the center hull. They're completely separate now. So before, these were pass-throughs for whatever, for materials or whatever else. I've completely sealed them up. So this bulkhead will now, this will now be one piece, so it's very strong. And there'll be structural bulkheads, so you could lift the boat there, or support it on stands. And it also makes them separate compartments from one another, so that if water were to ingress in either one, the other would stay dry. I did the exact same thing with the front here. So before, there was a little cutout. Actually, you can see the mark here. Before, this panel wasn't here. The continuation of this, it was open so that things could be passed in and out of here. But now this will all be sealed, and this will have these additional 2 bulkheads there'll be crash bulkheads, so if I hit something and damage the fiberglass enough for water to get in there, that'll stay. It'll keep this separate, this compartment separate. So from an engineering change, that's it. Just provides a little bit more protection, also a little bit more modularity. So if you notice, I could literally just cut off. Oh, hang on. Oh, geez. No, I really messed up. If for some reason I wanted to either extend this out or change the shape or do something else, I have that opportunity now. I could just cut this front section off and it would still be like perfectly safe. Like, it's not gonna make the boat sink if something, you know, catastrophic occurs there. And the same thing here, if in the back, if I ever want to, or let's say it gets down to the point where it's time to make this and I'm like, you know what, I don't have any money, I'm gonna make the shorter version. Well, I can definitely do that. And then if I decide to in the future, all I have to do is cut off these back sections here, which is not really that big of a deal, and glass in the new extended modules. So I think that's a cool feature. You know, I don't know how much I'll utilize it, but I'm planning for the possibility. So yeah, interior wise, nothing, maybe just a couple of little things have changed. Oh, well, yeah, I guess from the original design, I've added these interior bulkheads that separate the two bedrooms now. So, and I did that for strength. So this will now be a continuous bulkhead all the way around. And this as well, once these get bolted together, it'll create a very strong center bulkhead for the Yamas. And it could also be used as a lifting point. And it'll also separate the bedrooms. So before I had just like a fabric / foam partition that could be put in, and that's what would separate. And now it'll have an actual hard separating surface because a door will plug into here, and then it can be removed if I need to put like a longer item in this AMA or something like that. So that's probably one of the only interior changes. The kitchen is getting changed a little bit because I'm changing the appliances I'm taking, and the sink I'm changing. So we're moving we're almost moving backwards in the design, but that's okay. I'm discovering things that I want different the more I look at it and the more I go through it, and I discover new options for products and things like that in the real world. So yeah, that's where we're at. I hope you found this interesting. If you have a question or a comment or a complaint, no complaints. It's the internet. Everybody's happy on the internet. Anyway, leave a comment down below, and I'll keep building. Oh, I haven't released an actual build video now in a couple of weeks. And that's just because it's kind of uninteresting stuff, right? I'm laying glass up on the 21 pieces or so. The flat pieces, I'm just laying up glass on them. So I've been doing that every Saturday for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 Saturdays now. And it's always the same, so it's not particularly interesting. But I might do just a short compilation of that, so you can see it. And then at the end of this video, I'll do something exciting and show you where the boat is right now. And it actually looks like a boat. It's I really enjoy it. I think you'll like it as well. Okay, that's it for today. I'll try and do another video here back on schedule as soon as some more interesting stuff starts happening with the boat builds, especially once I start cutting the forms that are gonna make up the rest of this center hull for this top section. That'll get real exciting real fast, and I look forward to sharing it with you. All right, well, cheers.